Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's go back to the chick game, and the chick is escaping the red balls and we're giving it points when it touches the bananas. Okay, so let's go and add more features to this game. Let's go to the banana program, and I'm going to make the bananas disappear as soon as the chick touches it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get another when I start as a clone, and I'm going to say forever. Then I'm going to check whether it's touching the chick, right? So if go to the sensing block and grab a touching block, and we're going to say if touching chick, then you want to again delete the clone. Okay, so you either delete the clone when it goes all the way to the end, but if before it goes to the end, if it touches the chick, you want to delete it. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. You see, when the bird touches the bananas, they disappear, right? So they're basically eating the bananas and they're getting points for doing that, and they are still escaping the red balls. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add lives to our game. Okay, so you can basically give 3 chances before it ends completely. So go to the sprite library and go ahead and get the heart, and I'm going to go into costumes and let's delete the purple. What I'm going to do is you can make it smaller, and you can do a Control C, Control V, copy paste, do it again. I now have 3, so these are my 3 lives. So you can use the magnifier to make sure they are aligned, and once you have an aligned set of hearts, select all of them together, and you can just bring the magnification down and basically position it. You can do it in your code as well. I'll show you how to do that. So this is my sprite for my 3 lives. Okay, so let's go ahead and duplicate the sprite. Okay, so just go ahead and duplicate it 3 times. I have 4 sprites now, so I'm going to have 3 hearts in the first one. I'm going to go ahead and delete 1 in the second, and I'm going to delete 2 in the third, and I'm going to delete all of them in the fourth. Okay, so I have 3, 2, and 1 heart. So these will be my lives. Okay, so 3, 2, and 1. So they'll start with 3 lives, and then they'll go 2, 1, and finally, when there are no lives left, the game will be over. Okay, so let's program our heart sprite first. So when flag clicked, I'm going to first set the location. Okay, so you can just make it go to position it to the left somewhere on your screen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to call it lives, and we are going to give it 3 lives, right? So we want to set lives to 3. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the costume, because remember we have different costumes. So we'll say switch costume to, you want to switch it to the very first costume. Okay, so when you do this, what's going to happen, it's basically going to be in the correct position, and it's going to have 3 hearts. It's going to show 3 hearts. I'm also going to just show it, and the other thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to show lives on my screen. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the ball program, and I'm going to actually delete each clone when it touches the chick. Okay, because what we need to do now is when the ball touches the chick, we need to actually subtract lives. Okay, so they lose a life. So let's program that. Go to the control tab and get an if block, and go to the sensing tab, get a touching block, and let's say if touching the chick, then we need to do a few things. So the first thing we need to do, we need to change the lives. Okay, so we have to say, go to the variables tab, so we have to say set lives to, and I'm going to set it to lives -1. Okay, because we have to decrease the lives by 1, right? So go back here, get the variable, so set lives to lives -1, and we also want to tell the heart sprite that you've lost a life, right? So when the ball hits the chick, we are going to decrease the variable by 1, but we also want to change the costume, right? You want to show only 2 hearts, you don't want to show 3. So what you need to do is you need to go and grab this block that says broadcast message. Okay, and just put it here. So we decrease the life by 1, and we are going to broadcast this message, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the clone. Okay, let's go back to the heart program, and I'm going to do a couple of things. So we sent a message from there, so I'm going to say when I receive the message, all I'm going to do is change the costume. Okay, so that when I receive the message, I've lost a life, so I'm going to the next costume, And then we also need to update, we're updating our lives counter. So we're going to check and see if the lives is 0, then we'll end the program. Okay, so go to the control tab, grab an if block, and go back here. And we are going to say if lives equal to 0, then we just want to end everything. Okay, so grab the stop all block, and the other thing you need to do is you need to keep checking forever. Okay, so in the hard program, when the flag is clicked, you're always constantly checking for the lives counter, and when it goes to 0, you're going to end the program. Okay, so let's go back and do a couple of other things. I'm going to go to the ball program, and if you notice, we are just creating 5 balls. Okay, so what you can do instead is you can create sets of 5. So I'm going to do a forever, and for each set, I'm going to add a wait of 10 seconds. I mean, you can play around with this, because as you get better at the game, you're going to, 5 balls are not going to be enough. So you can play around with these settings. It's just to make the game more difficult. Okay, the other thing you can do is you can go to the chick program, and instead of 1 point, you can give 5 points. Okay, I'm actually going to keep it simple for now, because if you do this, you'll get a lot more balls. That's just to show you how to make the game more difficult. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and check it out. So we have, there you go. So we're getting points, and we lost 2 lives. We can continue with our single life here. So this is where the game would get harder if you, there you go. So you lost. So if you keep adding more balls, the game would get more difficult. Okay, so go ahead, change all the settings, and improve the game, have fun, and remember, like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and bye-bye.